Agent will take a player across the globe amidst the shadowy world of espionage and
In gaming circles, few games have generated as much hype and speculation as Agent, the highly anticipated and ultimately shelved stealth action game from Rockstar North. Hyped extensively when first announced back in 2009, Agent had promised to lead gamers into a Cold War environment of espionage, clandestine operations, and political intrigue. But though the reputation of its creator and the intriguing premise were enough to generate plenty of buzz, Agent quietly disappeared into the ether without ever hitting store shelves. This essay explores the backstory, creation, vision, and ultimate cancellation of Agent, a game that could have been Rockstar's riskiest game since Grand Theft Auto 3rd. Agent was officially revealed by Rockstar Games during Sony's E3 2009 press conference. It was labeled as a PlayStation 3 exclusive and was announced to be in development by Rockstar North, the same creators of the highly acclaimed Grand Theft Auto series. The game, according to Rockstar co-founder Sam Houser, would bring the player into the world of counterintelligence, espionage, and political assassinations during the height of the Cold War. Well before its public release, Agent had been in development for a couple of years in secrecy. Initial development on the game allegedly began in the early 2000s at Rockstar San Diego, under the codename Jimmy, a cryptic reference to Jarmez, as in James Bond, that hinted at the game's spy thriller origins. The game was conceived to be a departure from Rockstar's open-world format, focusing instead on a more linear storytelling experience that utilized stealth, action, and intrigue. Agent occurred during the late 1970s, during the height of the Cold War years. Players would assume the role of a CIA agent on an undercover mission in a variety of locations all over the world. Agent was not open-world like GTA, but linear and mission-based, with each level featuring a unique espionage mission in a new region of the world. Leaked memos and statements by previous developers list the following gameplay features. Several exotic locations. Missions were planned in places like Cairo, Egypt, a winter ski resort in the Alps, a fictional French Mediterranean coastal town, and even on a space station, suggesting that the game has a constantly high-stakes narrative. Stealth action gameplay mechanics. The game would have centered on stealth, sabotage, disguise, and sneaky takeouts rather than open combat. This would have been a departure for Rockstar in the direction of games like Splinter Cell or Hitman. Realistic Cold War spying gadgetry. There would have been the availability of Cold War-era gadgets like lockpicks, eavesdropping gear, poison capsules, and even primitive hacking devices. Cold War atmosphere. The game would reproduce real tensions between the US, USSR, and satellite states. Storylines would feature double agents, threats of nuclear conflict and conspiracy, a la classic spy films like The Spy Who Came In From the Cold or Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Despite a solid idea, Agent was plagued by issues from the start. Rockstar San Diego, the original studio developing the game, struggled to keep things going. According to industry sources, Rockstar Corporate, led by Houser Brothers, kept interfering, demanding changes that caused major delays. San Diego's employees suffered management, burnout, and creative disputes, prompting Rockstar to transfer the project to Rockstar North, its flagship development studio. Things changed for good once they were at Rockstar North. The original vision was too grand, according to former technical director Obi Vermage, so the team began scaling back on the project. Some major features like the Cairo mission and space station finale were cut in an attempt to focus on a smaller, more manageable product. But even the team couldn't agree on which way to go. Later on, Rockstar began to shift resources over to more pressing projects. Production ceased as Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, and eventually Grand Theft Auto V saw increased focus internally. While Agent was still technically in development, it became clear that the game hung in limbo. Rockstar renewed the Agent trademark quietly in 2013, leading fans to think that the game would finally be released. By then, though, no new media, trailers, or screenshots had been unveiled. Despite the lack of new news, Agent was still listed on Rockstar's site as coming soon. This ruse came to an end in October of 2018, when Rockstar officially abandoned the Agent trademark. The game page was removed from their website, and developers who had invested time into the game started surfacing, claiming that the game had been canceled within the company years prior. Vermage, in a blog post of 2023, outlined how the Agent team had completed a number of levels and gameplay systems, but development was slow. The game was eventually shelved, and much of its systems or tech could have influenced future Rockstar releases, particularly in terms of cinematic mission structure and stealth mechanics. While Agent never went into production, it held a place in the minds of the industry as one of the most intriguing what-if phenomena in recent gaming history. It reminds us that even the top studios and top concepts are vulnerable to the pitfalls of scope, vision, and shifting priorities. In hindsight, Agent was ambitious, perhaps too ambitious. It was attempting to marry realistic Cold War history with spy fiction, a new gameplay mechanic, and a cinematic approach unlike Rockstar's traditional formula. Its cancellation is lamented by fans not just for its premise, but for what it represented. Rockstar taking a stab at something genuinely different. Agent is a specter in Rockstar's great portfolio of games, a title that generated anticipation, intrigue, and rumor for over a decade. Although never to be seen on our screens, it still motivates fans, developers, and reporters alike. Its success and failure demonstrate the intricacies of AAA game development, and its tale is gaming legend. In a business built on gambles and reinvention, Agent may have been too bold to endure, but its impact endures.